Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frankie Smith Funeral Home.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. I'm your host, Paul Jasson. Thank you for joining us. We're glad you're here with us, and as we begin our taping today, it is just a beautiful day here in Lancaster, and we enjoy this kind of weather situation because as we move into this summertime and the festival is not that far away, each and every week there are events going on, some inside, some outside, and we like the good weather because so many of these events have that component where they need the good weather, like the old car show last weekend, and things like that. So we're glad for good weather for all the events coming up. We'll talk about a couple of those events coming up in just a moment. We'll speak to Deb Wright. Deb will have a performance right behind us at the bandstand here. She's part of the Friday night bandstand. She'll be hosting that, so we'll have her here for that. But our first segment is going to be with Clarence McCoy. Clarence, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
One of these events where weather affects, I think, attendance, but it doesn't affect the performance necessarily.
Yeah.
But weather can affect it. But so we hope for a good day coming up here on June 23rd. Interesting title as we look at themes over the years. Your concerts have always been themed. This is Pop Potpourri.
Pop Potpourri.
Pop Potpourri.
Yes, I did have someone suggest I should put Pop Potpourri, but I was afraid that wouldn't be clear enough. So
apparently it's not clear enough for me,
yeah,
but it's Pop Potpourri.
Yes.
And so it is an amalgamation, a combination of no real central theme. The theme is, I guess, lots of different cultures in music.
Lots of pop music is
Yes.
what it is, and potpourri meaning just all different kinds, as you know, a flower potpourri would be. You know, it's like that. So, yeah, when we're looking for themes for the Lancaster Community Chorus, we look for variety, and even when we put together a concert like this that's all pop themed, we look for variety because our audience is varied, and so are our singers as far as generations and backgrounds and that sort of thing. So we try to put together a mix, and I think we've done that again with this concert of all pop music of all different eras.
So is that something that, and I know lots of things go into when you work so far in advance on themes, and what goes into your decision making, and one of them then is your audience, the age, the group of them. There are obviously some older people. There are many younger people there too, because in a couple of times you've had been nice enough to let the Lancaster High School young people in who do a tremendous job when they perform. Yeah. But it's really kind of a mixed. It's not like, say, the chorale, which is an older group, or maybe the high school, which is just parents of kids. This is a group that really shows the whole community.
Absolutely it is. You know, it is both within the group of singers, because we have high school singers in there all the way through. You know, the joke is always people who don't remember high school, you know, and everything in between, and bring, you know, hopefully their segments of the community with them as audience members. So when I'm selecting things, I do try to take that into account. I try to take into account the folks who I think will be there in our audience, and the folks I think we would like to draw into our audience who would not necessarily naturally have been there. So I try and make sure that we're choosing songs that will attract all of those people. So that's all part of the process.
Our guest is Clarence McCoy. Clarence is the director of the I won't say newly formed, but really popular Lancaster Community Chorus here in Lancaster. Their concert is June 23rd, 3 o'clock out at the Crossroads Ministry Center out on West Fair Avenue near the Lancaster Campground, sort of in that area. You'll see a big nice reader board out there, the electronic sign that will indicate where Crossroads is if you haven't been out there for any other occasion. I'd say most people probably have. So Pop Potpourri is our theme. It's June 23rd. What can we expect to see here?
It's a little different this time. A few years ago, we did a Broadway show where we featured a lot of our singers in solos and small groups. So I wanted to incorporate a little of that. I thought this theme really lent itself to that. So in addition to the full group songs, we've actually cut down the number of those a little bit to make room for some solos and small groups in there. So we're going to have that in the mix as well. And there's a huge variety of songs, both from the group and from those individual acts that are going to perform. perform. It's going to be entertaining from beginning to end, and a little something for everybody. We're opening up with a big, powerful song. We have rhythmic drums that go with it. Setting of the song "Let the River Run," which was a song by Carly Simon in the '90s. Was in the movie Working Girl. Was in
Good
that
song.
Yeah, great song. Even people who don't know it, you're going to love it when you hear
that.
Yeah, it's absolutely
Does Horsky,
fantastic.
will he go crazy on this?
Actually, this is hand drums. This is African
really?
drumming. Yeah,
Oh.
absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
playing on this. So it's just a great setting of it, and very different than her original recording.
Yeah.
But still a great song, and I think the group is doing a good job. And then we move there. Our next song is Blue Skies, or Irving Berlin. Yeah,
Classic.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's going to have some instrumental solos in the midst of it, along with the rhythm section. We'll be adding piano, drums, and bass to a lot of our songs, because that just fits, again, the type of music that we're doing. And then something else that we're doing different this time, I think adds a little interest, is we have section leaders for each section of the chorus: the soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. Okay. We have people who donate their time to, and they're folks, very qualified musicians who come in and help us learn the music in those parts. And I thought it would be a great idea to feature them and let them conduct some songs.
Oh.
So the next song is actually our assistant director and alto section leader is Kathy Schmidt, and she selected "It's My Party."
So you allowed these people to
They
select
selected
it?
the song.
Okay.
Yeah, they suggested selected, and they've rehearsed them and are conducting them on the concert. So I think that's going to add variety to what we're
Leslie Gore
doing.
tune?
That's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Leslie Gore.
nice.
It's My Party, and I think Kathy kind of said that jokingly, that was her choice as she left the country to go to France. And when she came back, I had in fact found an arrangement of that, and so that's
careful
what we're
what you
doing.
wish
Be careful
for
what
with
you wish
Clarence.
for.
Be
So it's
careful.
there. That's right, and that'll be fun. That's just kind of a whimsical
nice
portion of the
little pop
concert.
tune
Yeah,
there, yeah,
absolutely.
a little bubble
And,
gum.
so that'll be fun, and then we'll break into our first segment of soloists and small groups. We're doing the Eric Clapton tune "Change the World." Megan Cassinger is a wonderful member of our alto section, and a friend of hers, Jensen Rohr, plays guitar, and they're going to do that together. So a variety of accompaniments are going to happen as well. A great duet with Anna Schmelzer and Tom Feller doing the song "Unforgettable."
Nice.
Yeah, yes, I'm telling you, there's
Boy.
variety here. There's all kinds of stuff. And then Marianne Nelson, also a member of our alto section, plays piano, does some jazz singing, and she's going to do "My Funny Valentine," accompanying herself on that nice jazz arrangement of that. So, again, all kinds of pop stuff.
Boy.
And then we come back for the first half. Another of our section leaders, Anna Winters, our soprano section leader, has selected the Rod Stewart song "Have I Told You Lately," and a really nice arrangement. That's some close harmony things that are in it. So she's going to do that, and then we're going to finish the first half with the Eagles tune "Seven Bridges Road," which has some nice a cappella stuff from the chorus.
That
and would
Eagles?
be great. Yes.
That was Eagles?
That was the Eagles. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's just the first half. So that's what I mean by potpourri. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I would say in most of the concerts, if not all of the concerts that you've conducted with the chorus, you've tried to incorporate other groups in town. I know there's been bell choirs and Lancaster High School people coming in and different groups coming in. So this time the other groups are actually ensemble groups from.
That's right.
These are people that are already in the chorus.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, we did a little of that when we did the Broadway concert before, and people really seem to enjoy that. And we have so many good soloists within the ensemble. The way we work that is we have 6 spots in the concert for solos and small groups. So we held auditions, and people prepared things. And oh my goodness, what a job that was!
Tough job being the top guy here making the cut.
I was very smart to and put together a committee. It was myself and Kathy Schmidt, the assistant director, and then my wife, Sandy McCoy, is director of vocal music at Lancaster High School. So the 3 of us listened to the auditions and put our heads together later, and we really struggled to eliminate anyone because they were all absolutely fantastic. So we looked at the type of songs and how can we get the best variety in this group of 6 that we have. So we did it that way, and kind of there were people who are absolutely fantastic who didn't make the cut because they did a song that was too similar to another one that did make the cut. So that's just how it worked. It was a tough job, but I think consequently what's going to be left for the audience is fantastic.
So it's June 23rd out at Crossroads Ministry Center. Now, tickets availability at the door, we know, but pre-sale?
Sure, yeah. If you can get them ahead of time, please do. Any of the chorus singers can sell them to you. I can sell them to you. You can contact one of our board members, Joan Young, at 740-653-5207. Again, that's 653-5207. She can make arrangements to get tickets for you. And all of that information is available on our website at lancastercommunitychorus.com. Gives you that contact information there that we can make arrangements to get tickets in advance. $10, a great deal for all the songs songs you're going to get, and that's a great venue at Crossroads. The group sounds so good there. It's a great acoustic.
And it's very comfortable for the people. Everybody's got a good seat.
Absolutely.
Everybody's got a good seat.
People who were at our last concert, we were filled to overflowing. I think this will probably not be quite as big a concert, so if you were scared off by the lack of parking and lack of seats last time, I think this will be a little more comfortable this time than it was last time.
Now, we've got a second half of the concert. We've got about 3 minutes to go here, but one thing I wanted to get in was you recently did a concert up in, I believe, Gahanna.
Yes.
That the group had been asked to come up there to perform, and there were other groups there, you and several other kind of community groups, just young people going on. Good experience?
Absolutely. It was a concert called Choral Fest. Lisa Robinson Boyer, who is the director of the Pickerington Community Chorus, has started this as the organizer of it, and they've done this 5 years in a row now, where they've brought in several community groups, community choruses that come together, and each group sings a little segment on their own, and then they all combine together at the end. They've asked us the last 2 or 3 years to be a part of it, and it just did not work for us schedule-wise. This year we felt it could. With a little stretching, we could make it work. So we were part of that. We were one of 5 choirs that were up there.
Nice.
It was, and that was a fun experience. Our singers seemed to really enjoy it, and it was nice putting all of the groups together at the end. We did 4 songs all together, and there was a community chorus from Clintonville, the one from Pickerington, a group called the Rocky Fork Singers out of New Albany, and then Westerville's community chorus is a children's choir. So they were there.
Very nice.
And put those. So it was nice variety for the audience there, and it was fun putting all of those voices together. It also let us know just how blessed we are, and we've talked about this before, how many singing groups there are in Lancaster, and how much opportunity we have here. We were by far the largest group there. One of the directors came to me and said, "What's your secret for growing so large in such a short time?" And I just had to say Lancaster's a special place. It really is. I don't have any big secret. There are 80 of us, and the other choirs were 30 or less. And they did a great job, just fewer in numbers. So we were almost as many with our Lancaster group as the other 4 groups put together. So that just lets you know how blessed we are as a community to have this type of things here.
Maybe some of that had to do with maybe this group, the community group, although it's new with this community chorus, kind of had a history with Celebration.
Absolutely.
There was a basis there, maybe back when it was the size of these other groups, the Celebration Singer era.
That's correct, yeah. And when it was Celebration Singers, it was approximately the same size as those other groups. So, I don't know what has lit fire this time, but it has, and we enjoyed that. So.
Well, I've managed to talk us away from the second half of the show, but anything you wanted to mention? You got any highlight there you want to mention
we have a
necessarily?
saxophone quartet putting on the Ritz. Kathy Smith and Linda Swartz are doing Sound of Silence with hammered dulcimer.
Nice.
And then Peyton Grenstead, who's also soloing at the festival this year, is doing Make You Feel My Love. We're coming back and doing Stand By Me, I Hope You Dance, and We Are the World with the chorus. So again, just a big mix of all good music.
Well, again, Pop Potpourri is the theme. It's June 23rd, Sunday afternoon at a Crossroads Ministry Center. A great event. One more time on the phone numbers.
740-653-5207, LancasterCommunityChorus.com. We'll get you that information.
You can get it from Clarence. Any community chorus member, 80-plus people can get you tickets for that. And get them in advance if you can. It's much easier to manage navigate the beginning of the concerts there. So good luck. I hope for good weather, because that's always nicer for people to come out.
Sure.
So June 23rd, to wrap up your season this year.
Yes.
Pop Potpourri.
Indeed.
Very good. Lancaster Community Chorus. We'll be back in just a moment.
The Frank E. Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster or 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. I'm your host, Paul Jass. I want to thank Clarence McCoy for joining us and talking about the Lancaster Community Chorus. Really, it's as we indicated, an all-music show coming up today, and we'll talk to Deb Wright, an event that will be occurring right behind us as we sit here inside Fairfield Federal. We'll talk about that coming up this Friday night. Mentioned the good folks here at Fairfield Federal, and again, if you go to fairfieldfederal.com, it's a great, very interactive, easy-to-use website. Lots of times we move from the spring into the summer, people talking about buying new homes, renovating their current homes, projects within the home, lots of things going on that require money. This is a good place to start, fairfieldfederal.com. Lots of questions you may have about how can money be obtained, how can you use it, what's to your advantage, the best way to obtain that money can be answered right there on the website. If not, they have the names and numbers of folks here at Fairfield Federal, and when I say here, I mean here downtown, which is where we are, over in the West Fair office and up at the Pickerington Crossroads office, Cross Creek office up there. They have that availability of names and numbers for people to talk to at all these offices. Again, they're local people who make decisions based on local commitments. They're the folks that live here. They see them every day. They know folks here. That's an advantage to deal locally, and we understand that. So I'd say a good place to start is fairfieldfederal.com. So again, it's an all-music show today. Talk about the arts. Clarence McCoy, Lancaster Community Chorus, the first one. And actually, now that I think about it, the young lady I'll be talking about here is in that group with Clarence. Deb Wright with us, no stranger to the music world here in Lancaster, Fairfield County. So not only we'll talk about you and your big event coming up, but with the Lancaster Chorus also, you're singing with them.
I do.
Yeah.
I joined them a couple of years ago.
Yes. But we've got a big, and we talked about Fairfield Federal before. Fairfield Federal for years and years now has been the sponsor of the Friday night bandstands down here. It's just grown and grown and grown. Mike Tharp has taken it over with the Parks and Recreation Department, and they do such a great job of getting groups in and getting crowds down here, and there's food trucks and ice cream and things to do down here. And it's Friday night, if you drive by and you're not here, you'll know you missed something because it is packed here on most Friday nights. It is amazing, and all kinds of different music. We'll talk about that. Began this year back on May 31st with Bad Influence. They kick it off, and of course they're a tremendous crowd here. But the one we'll talk about is coming up this week. It's Deb Wright and Friends. Your first venue down here with your friends, and golly, you have a big crowd.
We do. I think people enjoy the variety of music that we do. It's a great community event, and there is music for all ages. There's something I honestly believe that everybody will like. We have done this show. We've beefed it up a little bit for the bandstand and made it a little bigger, and have extra people joining us for this.
And we'll talk about that, but let's go back maybe again, I introduce you as somebody, and everyone knows in the musical world, Deb Wright, everybody knows what we've done. But what's your history in Lancaster and Fairfield County with music? You're a Lancaster girl, grew up right here at Lancaster High School.
That's right. I graduated at Lancaster and then went on to get a degree in music performance and in music education, and I have been singing all my life. I eat, drink, and sleep music, if you want to say that, and I have been around a time or two. I lived in California for a while and was singing with the Robert Schuller choir out there at the Crystal Cathedral.
Big name.
Yeah, and that was fun. And I did not a lot of people know this, but I did a little stint at Caesar's Palace in their lounge one night.
Nice.
I sang. I just did that for fun.
Nice.
And I just love to do it. You know, God has just provided me with a talent, and I like to share it, and I want to get people involved. I just don't want to stand there and sing at them. I want to sing and be part of them.
So it's this Friday night, Fairfield Federal Friday night bandstand going on right behind us here in the gazebo back here. And, well, actually, it'd be a bandstand.
Right, it'll be a
trailer.
trailer.
It'll be a stand-up, and it'll look very, very professional looking. It looks great down here. But right behind us in the park right here when they block off the street. So it's Deb Wright and friends. Who are your friends?
All right, my friends are Conda Barlow, who is a Lancaster resident, and she's an RN at Riverview, and she sings along with me. And we have Rex McMurphy, who also is part of the Lancaster Community Chorus.
Right.
And Rex plays saxophone, clarinet. He can play piano, but he's backing us up on quite a few songs. And then for the bandstand, we have also included Shane Messina, who does a lot of taping.
I've heard of him.
Right, he does a lot of taping around Lancaster, works for Interface Video. And he's a 98 graduate of Fairfield Union, which I have been out there over 30 years. So I'm using some of my students, which I just love, how they've progressed in life. So he's going to be playing some guitar, and then he and I get quiet for a moment and sing the song Believe by Brooks and Dunn, which is just gorgeous. And then Eric Diebold, who's going to be playing percussion, and Julie, and he's also a graduate, 2013 of Fairfield Union.
Nice.
And then a friend of mine, Julie Whetstone from Millersport, Dr. Whetstone's wife. She
All
will,
big in the minstrel
and-
show, no,
yeah,
the community theater up there.
Yeah,
sure.
Julie and I did quite a few cabaret shows together.
Yeah, she's
And-
great.
Yeah, and so she's going to be joining us on some Andrews Sisters. As I say,
Nice.
there's something for everybody.
So you have a lot of friends.
Yeah. And then for what we call the finale, we're going to combine my church choir, 6th Avenue United Methodist, with which you're part of, Paul, and then Clarence's choir, First United Methodist Church, on a big old gospel number called "He Never Failed Me Yet." So
That's a big number.
that is a big
It's a
number.
big
There's going to be
number.
about 40 people on the trailer. We're just going to end the night with a great big sound. And we want it to be a fun show, but we want it to be inspirational too. As I say, it's a variety of music from Dixieland, where Rex and I pull out our clarinet and trombone, and from that to Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. We've got a little bit of everything.
Begins at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Was it an hour and a half?
It's going to be about an hour and a half show.
About an hour and a half.
Uh-huh.
So what was the genesis of this? As I indicated, Mike Tharp goes well ahead of anything we do on May 31st when Bad Influence kicked it off behind us here. But months ahead, he's setting this up and working on groups and interviewing people and talking to folks. So how did it come about for your first time here? How did that work out?
Well, I went to Mike and I said, hey, we have a show and we would like to do it for the community. We're all from here and we want to share our music. And I went to him last year and he said, well, we don't have any openings. We'll see what we can do next year. So we talked, and believe it or not, they had one opening left.
Nice.
And so he is letting us sing.
Good.
So we're tickled to
Yeah.
death. We
Again,
are.
the Lancaster Parks and Recreation of Fairfield Federal are behind this on these Friday night bandstands, and they do. Again, I can't give them enough credit. Boy, when you look at the lineup for beginning, when you start with Bad Influence, you have
Yeah,
the
right.
British Invasion, and you have your group and country and fiddlers coming in and a cappella groups. They really try to give something for everybody, and the crowds are huge.
Yeah, they do. Everybody comes out for this. I say it's a good community event. And the other thing is, I'm going to be, my brand new CD called Still Singing
Nice.
will be released that night.
Nice.
And people have been asking me, why don't you do a CD of all kinds of music?
Sure.
So I finally did. It's got country, Broadway, gospel, patriotic, and it will be released
So
Friday
it will
night.
be available
It
for
will
purchase
be available for
on
purchase.
June 21st, which
Yeah.
again is this Friday night coming up. That's
Right.
pretty exciting.
I'm very excited.
Are you excited about
it.
this?
Yeah.
Are any of your friends on that, or is it just
Conda's joining me on a couple numbers.
Because you and her sing a lot together.
We do. We
Yeah.
do a lot of venues together, and but yeah, she's joining me on 2 songs, and we have a new. And I'm so thrilled because I was able to do all the musical arrangements on this. We did it down in Huntington, West Virginia. It's been a project, and Shane Messina did the cover for me. And worked on that, and because every week, Paul, it seems like somebody will ask me. Ever since I was sick several years ago, and I was paralyzed with my vocal cords, they say, "Are you still singing?" At least once a week, someone asked me that,
Really?
and so it was a no-brainer when I needed a title of a CD. I am still singing. So, yeah,
So
pretty exciting.
it's good. Well, for a lot of reasons, that's going to be an exciting Friday evening coming up this week.
I'm, as I say, the exciting isn't, it's just going to be an awesome night, and I hope the weather's good, but we'll be out there regardless, and whatever, rain or shine.
And I'll give a little plug here for a couple of your friends. I know some of them. We know Shane, of course, who does the camera work here for me and does it each and every week. Such a great job with Interface Video. But then Conda, I've heard you and Conda sing many times and just sound so wonderful together. Your voices are just great together, and you look like you just genuinely have a great time. But I give a plug, too, for Rex.
Right.
Rex, again, as you indicated, sings in the community chorus, but golly, I don't know if there's many things that guy can't play.
Yeah, he just picks his horn up and he's looking at a blank page and acting like he's reading music, and he's just playing.
Just scatting it around and
Yes,
doing
he
that.
is, yeah.
So you'll be playing your trombone,
yes.
and he'll have his clarinet out there, and
You're right. We got to pull out all the stuff.
everything's going. And then again, 2 choirs: the 6th Avenue United Methodist Church Choir and the First United Methodist Church Choir. Deb is the director of 6th Avenue. Clarence McCoy will be there with his choir. Everybody will come up on stage. Kind of a big finish, huh?
It is. It is.
Big finish.
Yep.
He never failed me yet. If anybody knows that, that's a pretty big
it's
song.
a rock and gospel number.
Yeah,
Yes.
that'll get the crowd stomping at the end there.
It will. They should be on their feet by the time it's all over.
Yeah. And again, as if that's not enough, there'll be a CD available, released this Friday night at the bandstand. Deb Wright and some of her friends will be on it, entitled again,
Still singing.
Still Singing After All These Years. So, golly, it's been a journey.
It has been. It's been a great journey, and God
great journey.
God has blessed us. He's blessed me, and I just want to give back.
Well,
It's
it'll,
fun.
It'll be a fun night. Again, it's this Friday night at the Lancaster Bandstand. Deb Wright and friends, Conda and Rex, and lots of other people involved in that, and individuals and groups there. 7 to 8:30, rain or shine. It'll be here on Friday night. So that's, golly, it gives me goosebumps to even think about it. I'm sure you get them, and you're a professional.
I do. Whenever I get the goosebumps, I know something's right.
So that's this Friday night. Gosh, good luck down there with that. It's going to be a
Thank you
fun
very
time.
much.
It'll be a nice evening. And again, it's a compilation of things that began on May 31st with Bad Influence. We'll wrap up August 16th with Hillbilly Delights, and of course the festival will take a couple weeks in here coming up pretty soon. So that'll take a couple weeks out of it. But again, thanks to Fairfield Federal, the good folks here who do that, Mary Snyder and everybody here who helps out with that, and then Mike Tharp with the Lancaster Parks and Recreation. Again, it's Deb Wright and Friends this Friday night. A momentous occasion with the CD release going on, and a fun concert, 7 o'clock Friday night. So good luck with that.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
I thank Fairfield Federal for interviewing me,
nice.
and that's great.
Deb Wright with us here, and again this Friday night bandstand down there each and every Friday night. But this will be a real good one. Hope you can get out there and see it. And thank you for joining us in Fairfield today.
Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frankie Smith Funeral Home.